Good morning. Oh, what the hell?
Good morning. Hey, welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV. As always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world you happen to be. In this ever-changing global world we're in, where things are going on left and right that are wild and crazy on the political spectrum, here we exist in the motorcycle club world. And we're going to talk about an interesting subject today that we get asked about from time to time, and how these things kind of go and how they kind of work. We're going to be talking about blacklisting and blackballing by coalitions, and we'll start off with the idea or the situation where you come into a coalition as a new club, and they tell you you can't throw your party. You can't have a party on the set for 2 years. We're going to be talking about tackling that topic. This confuses a lot of newer clubs and quietly frustrates even the seasoned ones. Coalitions that are blacklisting the so-called 2-year rule, where you can't throw a party for 2 years. When you get on the set, you got to go spend money and support everybody, but you can't throw a party or make any money off the set for 2 years. We're going to talk about whether any of that is truly MC protocol, or if any of that even crosses the line into illegal antitrust behavior. So not rumor talk, but protocol, history, and maybe even the law. Why can't an MC just move how it wants to move? Why can't an MC just throw a party whenever it wants to throw a party? Why can't an MC just exist? Why can't you just start up, open up your club, and be left the hell alone?
Oh my God.
Why not? Why can't you just be free? So many new motorcycle clubs quickly run into resistance when they try to host an annual or party or a major event. You'll hear things like you haven't earned it yet, you need more time on the ground, the coalition won't support it. Where does that come from? So we're going to be talking about that, the so-called 2-year rule that many sets have seen or seeing. This has kind of become prevalent over the last 10 years. But where in the hell does this stuff come from? All right, so we'll be talking about that in a minute and 7 seconds when I come back with my co-hosts. And I'm just looking for the right buttons here to get the heck out. Is it Monday? It feels like Monday to me. But anyway, there we go. Boom. So why can't new MCs throw parties? The 2-year rule exposed, protocol, or per your call? We'll be talking about that in a minute and 7 seconds when we return. Hey man, it's a brand new year. This is year 9. This is year 9.5 for me. It'll be 10 years in July. So welcome to this new year, new stuff. And we're going to be getting down a new way. Back in a minute and 7 seconds. Thanks for being with me since 2016.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe, and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. A lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name's Black Dragon. Started the Navy and hit the sea, revving Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for the best from the mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath. MC, where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes. From prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Like Michael with the cowboy hat that knows kung fu and says kiss Kenny. Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe, and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
Alrighty then. You can hear the dogs barking in the background. It's your boy Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV, the Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. Biker news you can use. Biker news from a biker's point of view. And allow me to please introduce to you my co-host, as we are the only motorcycle club and MC protocol channel in the entire world
To have our very own Dr. Logic in the house.
What's up, everyone? What's going on? Black Dragon, Happy New Year once again. It is a new year. It's a new year.
Hey, what's up, my man?
You want to battle? I'm playing.
I don't want to battle you. You won't be putting no marks up on the board on me today.
Yeah, I have to say it. I have to tell y'all, we had a back off the scene green room battle.
Rap battle.
Well, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't a battle.
Don't try me on this thing. Do not.
Black Dragon
Don't make me come for you on this thing.
He keeps underestimating my reach, man. I don't understand it. This is all in fun, y'all. Just trust me, it's all in fun.
Breaks out with a rap 7.5 minutes long, like he'd been practicing it yesterday. You don't want to battle me, Black Dragon. You don't want to battle me.
I told him I used to be in hip hop, and then he challenged me. I said, I answer all threats and all challenges. You ain't an MC. I said, you really? You ready? You ready? And I just hit him with one. And I hit him with a short one. Then I hit him with something straight off the dome. I said, bro, look, bro, I grew up. I grew up in New York. I grew up when hip hop began, Doc.
I was there. I was there in New York when hip hop began. I got to see it. I got to meet Roxanne Shante.
I seen Grand Wizard. I've been there when Grand Wizard Theodore was
Islam. I got to meet those guys.
I met T-Ski Valley. I met the Funky 4+1 at down at the Boys and Girls High School where I got my chain snatched. I mean, I was there, Doc.
They snatched your chain, my bro.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah. My cousin, I had a nice big letter D. And they not only did they snatch my chain, not only I'm walking with my cousin down Broadway, and they got the hot spot, and they got they be selling everything. I go up there and I see my chain. You want to buy that? I said, yo, you just stole. They just stole it. He didn't steal it. I ain't gonna buy my chain back.
Did you get your chain back?
Nah.
Because he wasn't gonna give it to you. Like, I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, they wasn't gonna get, bro. It'd been a fight up and down Broadway, Doc. Yeah. My MC name growing up was Mike Master D. Then I changed it to DLPD, Logical Professor.
Yeah.
Logic's always,
I was JB Chill.
JB Chill got roasted behind the scenes, y'all.
I was JB.
He didn't even try.
I started off as DJ John Bunch. Sounds so nice. I like to hear it twice. And then when the song "You Got to Chill" came out, my homeboy changed my name to JB Chill. I had a little small.
That sample was on my first demo. Chill, eat 'em up, D. Chill. No, that was LL's. That was LL's Chill. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. Well, damn.
I'm telling you, bro. I've been trying to tell him.
You got me this morning. I was not ready. I was talking noise and got wasted.
I told him, I told him I've been in the studio with Erykah Badu. I didn't make a record with Erykah Badu. I was in the studio with Erykah Badu. I met George Clinton in the studio. One of my closest friends out of Atlanta was the later producer for Sparky D. This is after her big thing. He was her producer when she was doing her thing, but me and Sparky D chatted it up online and everything because I had some old posters from when she came to Syracuse for a concert. I still had those posters.
I was just queuing up the script for this morning, and I'll be darned if the whole thing didn't just go out, but I think it's back now. So we're gonna. You asked me a question this morning. First of all, we want to acknowledge that we do understand the world is going on out there, and we have made a decision to talk about motorcycle stuff. But we do see everything that's going on out there, and things are kind of crazy. But you guys come here to talk about motorcycle stuff. We're gonna try to stick to that for as long as possible.
Fit to Ride is on. Fit to Ride. If you're watching, Black Dragon wanted to battle me behind the scenes. Sis.
Well, you'd be so proud.
Sis, he tried. He didn't try. I just laid something down on him. He's like, never mind.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you want to put your mark on your board there? You want to turn around?
No. That's not one of them. Nah. That's
not. Okay. So now that I've been destroyed this morning. So why can't MCs just throw up? What? What are you reading?
When I met George Clinton, he smelled like piss.
George Clinton had didn't you just say you were in the studio with George Clinton?
Yeah. He was sitting in the corner. We had an artist.
Did he smell like piss?
No. It smelled like weed, but it smelled like piss. He was sitting in the corner. He was laying down bass. He was laying down bass guitar tracks for one of my friends' spoken word album.
Yeah, he had a huge war with sobriety for a long time, didn't he? That's what I heard. So, a lot of times when you're battling sobriety, you may be in altered states of reality and you may smell like piss. Because you may have pissed on yourself. So, hey, Black Dragon, do you support Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club? No, I don't support any motorcycle club other than my own. So, no, I don't. I love all motorcycle clubs, but I only support the MC whose back patch I'm wearing. The word support for me is a big word. It means a lot, especially in the motorcycle club world. So I support your right to exist, and I support your right to ride and have a fun time. But no, I don't support the term support in the motorcycle club world means to be a supporter or an active part of the extended family from a support standpoint. And no, I only support the MC that I wear on my back or that I wear on my neck. Period. End of story. But I love you. I mean, I'm hoping the best for you and all that kind of stuff. So, the question you asked me today, go ahead. Hit me with that.
Oh, well, the question I asked this morning when we was talking about what we were going to speak on is, why is it that new organizations, MCs or whatever organization, RCs, or whatever you have, why is it that they can't throw a party when they want to? Why is what is the calendar? What is it? What does the protocol say about the quote unquote set calendar and the restrictions on throwing parties?
So this is, a very interesting question to me, because it really that's such an overarching question, and it's different in every region. And the reason that I know this is because I have put motorcycle club chapters of the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation in damn near all of the regions across the United States of America. And every place I put a Black Sabbath chapter, the protocol was slightly different or completely different. And it is very interesting that how these sets work, where this is coming. And it's also very interesting how they will borrow from each other or absolutely emulate each other, especially as one set hears how successful a practice is in another set. For instance, the idea that all social clubs need a sponsor MC. This was not how that worked when social clubs first came out. I believe it was Atlanta that first started that practice, and sets across the United States on the black side picked it up. But I believe it came here. It started here in Atlanta, where you had to have a male sponsor motorcycle club to be a social club on the Black Biker set. And it really stemmed out of jealousy because the women were starting to do so well and, even get their own clubhouses, and they would rival and challenge the men in terms of, whose party were you going to go to? Some split skirts or a bunch of hard legs? Like I was going to go to the party where the social club ladies were, and I couldn't give a damn about the such and such big club party. Bro, you ain't got no women over there. Y'all standing over there looking all mean at each other. So in a way to survive the male clubs, and out of jealousy, and also to survive because their parties were starting to fail. And the women were starting to do great. So then they come up with the BS. So you got to be sponsored by a male club. And then it went from that to you got to throw your party at the same time they throw their party. Because that was the only way that they could seem to compete against the women. And now the women were riding motorcycles and doing all kind of stuff. And you just saw this draconian shit start coming down on them. And you see that in this kind of thing. So when you looking at this whole idea that you have to be on the set for, I watched this develop over a 30-year period of time. Now, I remember where I came from in San Diego, we belonged to the Los Angeles, for the longest time, we belonged to the Los Angeles, and it wasn't a coalition. They actually hated that term. I forget what it was called, but it wasn't particularly a coalition. And its purpose really was to make sure that everybody had a clear date on the calendar to throw a party. That's what it was really. That's what it was really for in the beginning. When I can remember that there wasn't a whole bunch of all of this. You had to be blessed or anything like that. I'm talking about 1989 when I came onto the set. So really, you wanted to become part of the coalition because it would guarantee your date on the calendar. But
what is the calendar? Is it okay? Now, because I want to make sure I comment on things you've already said. The calendar is before all the, well, you can't have yours and to this date, or you have to be male sponsored for the women. The calendar is to ensure that everybody gets a date. But if there's only so many days or weekends in the year. If there's so many clubs in a particular area, there's gonna be some overlap.
So back then, there wasn't, because there wasn't that many clubs like that.
There wasn't that many clubs. Okay.
Now, Los Angeles always seemed to have a lot of clubs. And I can remember when Baker would roll with take me in on the set or whatever. In San Diego, there were I can only remember in 1989, I can only remember like 7 clubs. And I think I could almost still name them. In my mind, I see Black Sabbath, Royal Aces. I'm talking on the black set, of course. Black Sabbath, Royal Aces. There was the Four Horsemen. There was a club called Limited Choice. Chosen Few was in Los Angeles. It wasn't here, and it wasn't down in San Diego at the time. So I'm coming up with 4, but I think, there was the Highway Kings, which eventually became the Zodiacs. And there was the Cobras, maybe, or the new King Cobras. And I'm drawing a blank, but there was only about 7 clubs, and then that was it. Now, Los Angeles was full of clubs. They had all these huge clubs up there in Los Angeles that you would go hang out at, and but there wasn't so many clubs that you couldn't that people didn't have a time on the spot on the calendar. Now I'm told that there may be 100 clubs in San Diego. I didn't grow up with 100 clubs in San Diego. In fact, there was none of this really club jumping from club to club. Really, you might leave your club and go to the dominant club, but most of the time, when you had trouble on the set, the clubs weren't always so hungry. Man, we got a spot for you. We got a spot for you. We got a home for you. They didn't do that. The club would be like, hey, man, I understand you're having trouble over at the Black Sabbath. Boy, y'all better get it right over there. You better get right with your family. And there wasn't all this stuff you see, all this crap. It was a lot different. Hey, have a blessed day, Bill Castle. It was a lot different. So the calendar, as it started out, was and the way that you got on the calendar was you went up to LA, and I don't know exactly what you would do to get on the calendar because my club was already well established by the time I came to it. But I know that there was a process in Los Angeles that you followed, and we emulated that process in the movie Biker Boys, where the guy went up there, and there was a little bit more to it in the movie Biker Boys than it actually was happening back then. But you had to go to LA and do whatever you had to do to be recognized, to be put on the calendar. And after that, that's about all there was to it. There wasn't this whole you can't throw a party for 2 years, all this you got to do this to be blessed and do all that. All of that didn't exist yet. In fact, I don't really think a lot of that came into being on the Black Biker set until about maybe, I want to say about 2008 here on the East Coast, where you started seeing pretty much before that, you would just go to the dominant 1% club and say, I want to start a club. I want to start a chapter here. And there was no BS to it. In 1999, when I went to the Outcasts in Atlanta, I went to one of the founding brothers, Brother Skull, and I said, hey, can I open up a Black Sabbath in Atlanta? Sure. I've been watching you ride around. You got that newspaper. You're doing a motorcycle club newspaper. I like how you move. Yeah, young man, start up your club. It's just like that. That's how it went. Yeah. 9 years later, in 2009, the 2008, 2009, the Georgia Council came into being. Now, there were always coalitions on the white side that I can remember, because we had to go through the white side to get blessed in places like Texas, where when the Black Sabbath started in Texas, the Banditos ran everything. There was the COC. The COC was the functioning body, but you were still going to get the nod from those guys, and it was a completely different thing because black clubs weren't running shit in Texas at that time. And so when we came in, we had to come in through a COC, and it was completely different than coming in on the black side in other places where black dominance reigned. So as you moved across the country, if you were growing a national motorcycle club, so now in Texas, you got black dominance, and black clubs come under the black set and white clubs come under the white set, and so forth and so on. You didn't have that when we were pioneering out there. You just had the one way, which was the way of the dominant in that area. So if you were up in Topeka, let us say, you were going to be dealing, or Colorado, you were going to be dealing with the Suns, period, end of story. If you were down in Atlanta and you were on the black side, you were going to be dealing with the Cast or somebody like that. That just period, end of story. These were all things that we learned as we were going. And so, yeah, in some places you had very structured how this is going to be done. We saw it on the black set kind of develop from, let's say, 2009 until today. And we've seen a lot of these practices. So some of these practices, just like when the social clubs were starting to become very successful, a lot of 99% clubs would become very successful. Huge. Throw parties with hundreds, if not thousands of people attending. You started having rappers come to the parties, and they were booking shows like SOS and stuff like that. Huge parties. You'd see 99%er clubs with 400 and 500 and 600, 1,000 members in one city. And so then you started to see this competition thing kind of come up, and you saw some of the dominant clubs like, whoa, these guys are getting too big, too influential, and too powerful. And some of those big clubs would see other clubs come that had the potential to be very big, very fast. And that's when you started seeing all these draconian rules come down. You got to be on the set for 2 years. You got to be have this many members to join. It was always 5 members made a motorcycle club. I've seen sets require 10, and I've seen sets start to look like they're going to try to require 20 people for you. So you see all these rules pop up to stop competition. And
how's a party? Well, so it's about money.
Yeah,
you went around the whole mulberry bush
to say
because it's to me. I want to get right to it. When it's 2026, y'all, we get right to it. So to stop you from doing and I'm guessing, y'all. I'm a motorcycle ministry, and I have my own story about what I was told. It was crazy, and I had to let them understand. I didn't set them straight, but I let them understand my stance. But you cannot have a party for X amount of years, or you should have came through us instead of them. And since you didn't come through us and you went through them, if you have a party, we'll make sure everybody that's connected with us don't come to your party. I'm like, what? Look, if that's the rules, that's the rules. But I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to ration. I'm trying to put that in some logic. And my response to the individual that kind of, and not no uncertain terms, no words directly, say that to me, I said, well, we don't have parties. I said, well, I said, we don't have parties. We're not going to have a party. We're a ministry. You can come to church. We might have a spiritual gathering. But see, then my understanding is, so if I had a spiritual gathering of Christian motorcycle clubs or motorcycle ministries at a church on a Saturday, I got to make sure that I'm not stepping on nobody's anniversary. Now, do I have a problem with that? Out of respect, because before I became a ministry, when my church was doing something on a Saturday, I actually went around to some, hey man, I heard y'all was having an anniversary. My church event is, oh man, Logic, we ain't worried about that. But soon as I became a ministry, the same events, the same serving the community, the same bringing together of like-minded believers. Well, you got to make sure you got to, or nobody will come to your party. I don't have a party. So that's why I asked that question too, because it does affect me.
So, yeah, it's about the money, and it's about the competition, and it's about the politics. And so when you became a motorcycle ministry instead of a ministry, or a ministry that rides motorcycles, you became a motorcycle ministry, which means you minister to the set, among other things, but you have a ministry that ministers to the set. And so what the set has provided you with is the ability to wear colors and matriculate among the set without stipulation, once you meet the stipulations, without molestation and without trouble. You can now matriculate. You can go to places. You can be included. You can go into any place. You can go to any party. No one's going to be taking your colors. No one's going to be putting them upside down or throwing them on the floor or taking them from you. You're not going to be molested because you have met the stipulations. And what the dominants and the COCs have decided is that all organizations that they allow in, motorcycle ministries, motorcycle associations, riding clubs, support clubs, co-ed clubs, specialty clubs, clubs to hog rider, whatever they allow to matriculate on the biker set of motorcycle clubs, we will all be held to the same standards. And so now, instead of a ministry saying, okay, we're just going to be worshiping the Lord today. Well, not if you're doing it on Saturday and someone's having an annual, because we have determined, and you can go to RCVSMC Net, one of the oldest MC protocol websites in the country. I think it started about 2007, 2008. And what it says is traditional MC protocol often requires new clubs to earn the right to host events by demonstrating respect, loyalty, and commitment to the existing MC community. This isn't a universal law, but a common practice enforced by regional COCs, Confederations of Clubs, or coalitions like the Georgia Council, loose alliances of established MCs that set guidelines to avoid conflicts, overcrowding of events, and territorial issues. So it's something that has become a thing in the MC world. It wasn't like that originally when clubs started out, but it has evolved to that. And we can find documentation for that goes all the way back to when the first motorcycle club online ridings were ever even available. When I got started writing online way back in 1999, stuff like that wasn't even available. So, yeah, that's why you have to participate. That's why you have to do it like that, because you are part of the set, part of the motorcycle. You are a recognized part of the set. I think I lost you for a second. Oh, I think he's on the phone. So the 2-year practice, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'm on my meeting, but I'm just listening in another ear.
Yeah, I figured so. The 2-year practice, many COCs expect new clubs to start. Back in the old days, you might start as a riding club. And not just necessarily the old days. I see it going on today. But you might start as a riding club, spend a couple years attending other clubs' functions, supporting events, building relationships before graduating to full MC status. And at that point, so a lot of times in the beginning, they wouldn't even let riding clubs host events because you weren't a full MC. And after you did what it took to become a full MC, then you would be allowed to throw your parties and stuff. It had the same effect, 2 years or so on the set, maybe 3 before you could become an MC and then be able to throw your party and stuff. So this was kind of set up the idea that you needed to be seen out there. You needed to be showing up consistently. You needed to be getting a sponsor club. You needed to be supporting the set, which all seems kind of like, trust practices or something. Like you guys are holding the ball. Nobody can compete until they kiss the ring and all this kind of thing. And so a lot of clubs.
What does supporting the set means? Now this goes back to our conversation about motorcycle ministry with you and the show when I said that what I believe about a ministry. I don't want anything from the set in our ministry. We're not coming up to the set to ask for anything and get from the set. We're here to serve the set. So what is supporting the set mean?
Well, that's interesting.
In the protocol.
That's interesting because I think I might see where you're going here, but it ain't going to work. So as a ministry, that's all you do is support the set.
Thank you.
That's where you're going. As a ministry,
we serve.
Function is to serve the set in a spiritual foundation. But MCs and coalitions look at support in a different way. They kind of tolerate. It's almost like they kind of tolerate religion on the back end a little bit, because there's just not a whole lot of guys that are around espousing religious beliefs. That is really kind of the motorcycle industry. For the biker club world, support it comes down to money and time spent. Are you hanging out at our club, at our bar, at our charity events, at our riding events? Can we see you? Can you be counted? Are you over here on that motorcycle on them twos with your colors out? That is what is considered support. And are you spending money here to help support the set and keep us up and operational?
And if not, we ain't coming to your stuff.
Well, that's the way it used to be. See, it used to be we supported those.
Used to be?
Yeah, it's not really like that now. Now,
okay.
Now is if not, we're not going to let you on the set. Back then it was.
Well, if you're already on the set,
then you can be removed from the set.
Oh,
and I've seen this.
I got a question for you. Here it goes. Now I got this answer like 3, 4, 5 different times. What is and I actually watched Biker Boys and it kind of answered my question too, because I had this question that long ago. What, or quote unquote, where is the set?
Oh, the set is everywhere. Hey, what's up, Lavish T. Williams? It's good to see you, man.
What up, Lavish?
It must be cold there. You back to the orange?
I'm back to working, man. Work mode.
Oh my goodness. Is you doing well? Everything good out there?
Yes, sir.
Is it cold up there or is it decent? We got decent weather here.
No, it's pretty decent right now, man. It's 40-something degrees.
Yeah. So the set is everywhere that the motorcycle clubs function. I actually had a true definition of the set in my book, Prospects Bible, and I'm going to try to find it because it's very interesting. But everywhere that you, and the set can be anywhere. The set can extend. Like maybe the set is down on Myrtle Beach for the time of Bike Week, and then never again until the time of Bike Week again. But the set is wherever you find the motorcycle club. The biker set, commonly referred to as simply the set, is where all bikers who adhere to MC protocol and lifestyle hang out, interact, ride, and socialize. It is a mixture of places that combine to deliver the biker experience. The set can be at a regular hotel having a biker weekend. For that weekend, that hotel becomes part of the set. Or it can be at a motorcycle club that is always on the set. The set can be at a park or a run like Sturgis or a national biker roundup or the thousands of rallies, races, roundups, bike weeks, gypsy runs, bike shows, and charity events that happen year round. Wherever you find bikers that adhere to MC protocol and lifestyle, hanging out and having fun, you will find yourself on the set.
So, part two, how do you get, if that's the case, how do you get kicked off the set? If the set can be anywhere bikers come together. For instance, let's take Pluckers, old restaurant. Bunch of bikers are there, different clubs. They're there they just gathering, having a meet and greet. I come and I'm riding and I'm like, I want to go to Pluckers. But quote unquote, I'm not welcome on the set. That means I can't go to Pluckers that day?
Absolutely. That's what that means. Better not show up at Pluckers.
So I gotta be, if I'm kicked off the set, or not me personally, but if I'm kicked off, a person is kicked off the set, we gotta make sure we're nowhere where other bikers are gathered. That's crazy, man.
No, other bikers that are following
groups.
protocol.
Yeah, from the groups.
Because if you're on Daytona Beach hanging out during bike week, you're good. You're not on the set if you don't have
what you read.
If you don't have those colors on. But when you put those colors on, now you're part of the set. So you can be kicked off there's two ways to be kicked off the set. You can be kicked off the set where your colors are concerned and ride around free on your motorcycle. Nobody's going to mess with you. Or you can be kicked off the set like what might happen to a pedophile or something. That person is kicked off the set for real. So there's levels.
So
of
you can be kicked off this, or okay. And here where I'm getting to. I'm not supporting since y'all two MCs. I'm not supporting Black Sabbath. I'm not supporting Boogie Down. They got mad. Coalition got mad. Said, well, Logic's team just can't come around no more. They didn't take my cuts. I'm just not supporting y'all. So he can't come on the set, or I did something wrong at Boogie Down. They kicked me off. They on the coalition, kick him off the set, but not their colors. Now I go to the National Bikers Roundup, where everybody in the mama goes. Boogie Down's there, Black Sabbath there. I can't go.
So that would depend. So yeah. So watch this.
Okay, I'm listening.
Watch this, because this can be ugly. If your dominant kicks you off the set in Atlanta, you cannot wear your Atlanta colors to the National Biker Roundup in Tennessee. You have to be good in Atlanta to ride in Tennessee. You got to be good where you are. And I have seen MCs call back to Atlanta. Hey, man, they'll call the dominant in Atlanta. Hey, man, we got the Black Sabbath riding through here. Are they good? And you can get an answer like, no, they're not good here. And get your ass corrected where you are. Hey, man, y'all ain't good back home. Take that shit off. Seen it happen. Black Dragon has a question for you, Lavish. I got a question to ask you. Say, for instance, if I was in your state or Atlanta or any other state, if I broke down, I got the money to pay you, would you tow my bike all the way back to West Virginia?
I just replied. It would really just depends if it makes sense financially for me to do that. Because I might not be able to do it, but then there's somebody else that might be able to, because outside of just me being the guy who can tow cars, you got tow companies and then you got haulers, and people don't know the difference between, the two. Towing with the towing company, we're doing like within a certain coverage area, and we charge X amount of dollar. Now, once you start going, cross country, you get a better price if you go on with somebody that's hauling multiple vehicles. I might charge you, let's just say, I might charge you $1,500 to go from Detroit to Atlanta. And I'm just using numbers out there. Whereas a car hauler or a bike hauler that's pulling 4 or 5 different bikes, they might they might charge you $400 or $600 because they're going down there anyway, and they're taking multiple vehicles. So you
Yeah.
get a better price. But when it comes down to the motorcycles, if you got a truck and trailer, man, it's just easier to take it and do it yourself, man. Than to pay, because you paying for somebody's time and insurance for that. So if you're asking me, Lavish Towing, and you want a direct answer from me, it would definitely be, is it worth it? Because we got to make it make sense on a financial standpoint. How much is it going to cost us in fuel, our time away? Are you willing to pay? Because a tow company is definitely going to charge different than a hauling company. Now, if I'm just like, hey, I got your bike and you're not in a rush, because there's some people out here that their bikes broke down, and let's just say that you got a big event coming up in Atlanta. I'm just using Atlanta. And you were already in Detroit and your bike broke down. You might not be tripping as much and just, hey, man, when y'all come down here in 3 weeks, man, can you just bring my bike? And it makes sense. All right, we coming down there. We're going to have a trailer, behind us anyway, so we can hook that bike up and bring it down there. And then you probably got somebody that's just like, man, just look out for us, man. Just throw us something. We're not trying to charge you. But on the business side of things, just got to make sense financially.
All right, someone says here, civilian motorcycle events are not the set. Only club-related functions or activities are considered set. Not true. Not true. And I'll explain why. So you guys remember the New Mexico Memorial Day, was it? Or Labor Day? Memorial Day biker event that used to happen all the time for years and years and years. And so that was a civilian biker event. Like, you had all these civilian bikers that would show up and have a great time. Well, one day it became the set when the water dogs came into contact with the banditos. Now, this thing that was a civilian event just became the set. Why? Two MCs that functioned off of MC protocol came face to face. On that day, it was very negative. Several people wound up being shot and killed. And now the entire country was calling that thing the set. So much so that it shut the whole rally down. And the rally never existed again as a quote unquote motorcycle rally. And this was a rally where hundreds of thousands of civilians, I don't know if it's hundreds of thousands, but thousands and thousands of civilians would come and hang out for decades. So the set can be any place. Two MCs that follow MC protocol wind up being at the same time. Now you have the set taking place. So, hell, it could be on a spaceship on its way to Jupiter, and there don't even be a motorcycle there. Two MCs are on there, and the MC politics get started. Voila! You're on the set. In my experience, are you talking to me, Logic?
That was what Sprite put up there. That's one to show it to you.
Sprite said, in my experience, clubs don't get kicked off the set for not supporting. They just don't get supported in return and die from lack of attention. You have to really do some gutter ball stuff to get kicked off the set. Well, for the most part, but I have absolutely seen clubs be kicked off the set for not supporting. It becomes political. So it really wasn't because they didn't support. It was because something political happened. And oh, by the way, we don't see you no more. So you're not supporting the set and your guys ain't riding. But really something happened. Like maybe you were messing with somebody's girlfriend who was in a dominant club. Or maybe you married his wife or something like that. And then all of a sudden, your personal issue becomes a set issue, and now you're finding yourself and your club being kicked off. So she's right to a point, not supporting alone, but it's always something that's tied to it that makes it a bigger thing. But what they get is, well, they don't ride anymore. We don't see them, or they've dropped down to minimal numbers. Like in the Georgia area, you got to maintain what they call the 80-20 rule. So 80% of your club had to be up and riding at all times. And at no time, but let's say you only had 5 members, then all of them had to be riding. You couldn't ever drop down to less than 5 members riding. So this 80-20 rule was used to expulse a lot of clubs. So that's a not participating rule. You don't have 80% of your club up and riding. And they would even go so far as to do bike counts and stuff like that, which I have heard this kind of thing has matriculated across the country, where you have to do a bike count. And I've even heard people having to show the driver's licenses, or even the the fact that you owned your motorcycle club. I've seen some of these bike counts get really crazy. So yeah, that's something that happens. A lot of sets host a count, and you have to show. Oh yeah, there you go, right there. A lot of sets host a count, and you have. Okay, who was that? Who said that? Logic. You're sending me the stuff.
That was JB41 CFL.
Yes, absolutely. Let me find that.
That's at 1142.
Thank you, sir. 1142. I don't know how we missed this. A lot of sets host a count, and you have to show you have a certain number structure and no issues with fellow clubs on the set, or squash it there. Basically, you have to requalify. So yeah, that's what I had just gotten to saying, and he had said it several minutes before, that there's even bike counts that are going on out there, that have gone on.
He also asked the question, can you explain the concept of neutral grounds for clubs, and how does that work on the set?
So the concept of neutral grounds, especially when it comes to outlaw motorcycle clubs and the bout. So if anything could be the set, right, then you could have a war at any place. So some of the things that I've heard, but this never holds true, but some of the things that we have come to understand as neutral ground on the set, this would be a place that we all got to use. We all got to go here. So this will be a place on the set where no war can take place. Theoretically, that should be anyone's annual, because we all got to make money. We all need these annuals to help run the club. The idea of an annual is you throw a party once a year. They could be called annuals. They could be called cabarets. They could be called field meets. Typically, they happen once a year. And the people you support come and support you. And they support you by spending money at your party. And if you have a big enough party, you could actually make enough money to survive for another year. And that's the way the Black Sabbath party always was at the Mother Chapter in San Diego. It was so big that one party could support the Black Sabbath for an entire freaking year. And so it would be thought of as improper since we all have to have that, since we all need this annual to help us support ourselves for the next year, depending on your clubhouse and how much money rent is and this, that, and the other. Theoretically, you wouldn't go to anybody's annual and start shit, because that should be neutral ground. We're handling business here, and all beef shouldn't occur here. Also, you would think like Harley Davidson dealerships. Everybody's got to go to the Harley Davidson dealership. All of you guys that ride those have to go to the Harley Davidson dealership to because that's a function. We ride motorcycles. A lot of you guys ride Harleys, and y'all know that those bikes don't really work all that well. And so when you get to the Harley-Davidson dealership, you should be able to have a peaceful place because everybody's got to use it. So these are the ideas of place. Also, it's thought of that funerals should be off limits and other things like that. And in my experience, they are off limits until they're not. They are off limits until they're not. And we see people show it out at people's annuals and parties all the time, and we see people doing shit at the Harley-Davidson dealership. I've known many people to be surrounded at the Harley-Davidson dealership. I've known guys that were like 1%ers that worked at the Harley-Davidson dealership and would screw your motorcycle up when you brought it there, or call their buddies when you get there. And as you're walking out of the dealership, you're surrounded. So all of this stuff works in theory, but I've seen it all violated, and it's kind of sad.
Let me ask this question before we have to get off. So what is it about, quote unquote, the legality or illegality about blackballing? I know you don't, that's a taboo word on the set. You don't blackball people, but it's logically, it happens. Like Sprite said, if you don't support, nobody will support you, or they'll tell people not to go to your event, thereby trying to dry you out and everything. How does one circumvent that without having to go to everybody's event? What if we were just an MC that just, we just ride, we'll come to yours, we come to theirs, but we can't make it to everybody's. We can't make it to the big guys or whoever. But then the coalition gets upset on the somebody you didn't go and visit. They're on the board. They get upset and they say, "Well, we just not gonna. Nobody goes to that club."
Mm-hmm.
How do you circumvent that?
I think that you're supposed to have, and I'm coming in not knowing. I think that, and I only can speak from where I'm at. You might not have every member from your club that can come, but send some people to that club. You might not send 100 people, but send 5 or 10 people to show up to support that club, and that's that. Or what?
Or send money.
Or send the envelope at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Logic's looking like what? Send money. So Logic, back in the day, back in the day.
It sounds like some mob stuff, man. Hey man, here's that envelope, right?
No. So the envelope thing, this is what this was, and it kind of faded out right at the time where I was coming in. So you might not have people that might come. You might, let's just say that you got your club, you got this club that's going out of town, so they won't be at your party. They'll just send that as another form of supporting you, man. It's not like they're extorting you or anything. It's just, hey, man, we rock with you, man. We can't make it.
If you don't send that envelope of money,
the white envelope is classic. The white envelope is classic, man. That's how it's done. Here's your envelope, bro.
But no, I'm laughing because this is in general. This is for everyone because I know what I have. I know what I have done as an independent by myself before we even started the ministry, and I carried on. And that is, and I can share it because I'm not ashamed. When I was being taught protocol, they say, "Hey man, you sit down and you might want to break bread with somebody. Buy that person a beer." Well, I don't drink out in public. So if I'm coming to, let's say, Boogie Down, y'all open up a new club. I know a couple of you guys, and y'all open up a new clubhouse here in Dallas. I find out, hey, Lavish, man, y'all opening up. Y'all have a pre-opening. Is it for everyone? He'll say, yeah, man. No, Logic, come on, fly through, swing through. All right, man. Okay, I'm coming, and I'm bringing a case of beer, not for an individual, but for the club. That's my respect to you for opening up a clubhouse. Nobody told me to do it. Nobody said I had to do it. No, it's been accepted because I've done it a couple.
Any gifts you bring is good. Right?
Any gifts, okay.
Any gift you bring is respect, right? Somebody opens up a clubhouse and you bring a fan, right? Because they get hot in there. Yeah, that's respectful. So you had the right idea. But some coalitions have agreements. So you will divide your membership up and send your membership 3 here, 4 there, 7 there. Other agreements are there is an agreement that if you can't attend, you will send 10 members worth of money. So if it's $20 at the door, you'll send $200 to the clubs that you don't go to. Now, here's the deal. Here's where becoming a motorcycle club and becoming a set club, because if you're an MC and you're really an internal MC and you're really concerned about you and your bros, you don't give a damn about the set. So you really don't care, and nobody sees you, and you don't see nobody. You got your clubhouse over there, and you're not worried about the set. That to me, that's like true MCing. But you got to realize you're in a community where you got blessed by somebody, and there are some expectations from that blessing.
What makes that true MCing?
Wait a minute. What if you didn't get blessed by anybody? You just old enough that you don't got to go get anybody.
You're old enough that you don't got to go through that. Blessings upon you. God blesses the child.
Now watch this. Now watch this. And I only can speak from, it's like I'm like lavish now. I only can speak from a motorcycle ministry perspective. Everybody in my ministry ain't coming to that clubhouse. They're not. They don't want to come. They want to do ministry. They want to just ride. They want to if people come together to minister to people, but they never been on the set. They don't want to go. I can't force somebody to go to XYZ's day party if they don't feel that it's conducive to ministry. I can't make them do that. I can go and just show, because I've been doing that. But when we're building our ministry, everybody ain't gonna want to go, man. What does it have to do with ministry? We're just going to hang out, hang around. I know other motorcycle ministries that'll come in, they'll go in there, walk around, shake hands, and jet. They won't stay at all. I know some that said we ain't going at all, but if you need us, we're there.
Yeah, and you fall into a different category as a motorcycle ministry. I'm really not expecting to see you at my party at all.
Exactly.
I am expecting to see you at my clubhouse ministering. Hey, brother, do you need anything? We're here for you. We're going to be doing a bike blessing next week, or whatever the case may be. If I don't see the motorcycle ministry at the party where we got the strippers, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Well, that's true. And just to answer with Sprite, you said something. She had just said something, and I have done that. I have done that. I'll go to a day party because that's at a park. That's at Harley. I'm just going to eat your food and play the slow roll thing, right? But I will buy, and I've done it. I will buy a band and say, man, I'm letting you know I'm not coming to the party, but I'll buy a $10 band, or I'll buy $20 band, and I might give it to someone else. But that's just me. That's just how I show respect to the set. I ask all these questions because sometimes there's a gray area as to, because I've been told, Logic, ain't nobody gonna come to you if you don't do it like this. Ain't nobody gonna come to your party. And I'm like, we don't have parties, so what are you talking about? So yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen a motorcycle ministry have a party. I'm sure it has happened somewhere. But before we get out of here, let's ask. I asked AI about blacklisting. Is it legal under antitrust laws? And it was interesting. They said blacklisting, coalitions agreeing not to support or attend a club's events, or blackballing, excluding a club from alliances, happens when a new club or an old club violates protocol. Example, throwing parties too soon or not supporting others, like we've been talking about. Is this antitrust? And it says not likely illegal. United States antitrust laws, the Sherman Act of 1890 and the Clayton Act of 1914, targeted commercial boycotts by competitors with market power that harm trade, like price fixing, refusing to deal to raise prices. Motorcycle club coalitions are social, not commercial. They are not businesses competing for profit. Boycotts here are about community norms, not economic harm. Courts have ruled similar social boycotts like the NCAA rules, political actions don't violate antitrust if not commercially motivated. Of course, an NCAA thing is gone. Those folks can make money now. 1920s and 1930s, the antitrust context you mentioned, antitrust battles, like that's the breakup of Standard Oil, which was the enforcement of the Sherman Act. Those targeted monopolies and business cartels, not social groups. That's what they were, targeted monopolies and business cartels. No cases apply to MC coalitions, and they're not they're not restraining trade in a legal sense. But there is a potential gray area there. Let's say you have a nonprofit, or if your coalition has market power. For instance, they can control events in the region like the AMA used to, and they blacklist you, and it harms your club's ability to do business, like held charity funds, raise charity funds, and raise dues and stuff like that. It could be challenged. There could be a legal precedent for that. But at this point, no legal challenge like that has ever been made. MCs aren't typically seen as commercial, but nowadays they probably could be. So there are no known successful antitrust acts or suits, rather, against MC coalitions at this point. So that
I got a question, dude. With that right there, I've seen this happen. I can speak on it because this is all over Facebook out here. A business that deals with the motorcycle community, they do patches and sell boots and chaps and blah 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 blah. I guess I'm not gonna mention the club's name. One club got mad at them and they said that they don't want none of their members or nobody to go to that club, thereby hindering their business. And that the owner of that business went on there and said, look, I support everybody. I'm not biased for anybody. Y'all don't need to be blackballing me, blah, 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 blah. Could that fall into that?
I believe it could.
Since that's a business?
I believe it could. Now, but there are a few things that go on with trying to sue a coalition or 1% motorcycle club and still try to be participating on the set. Because you would definitely be a sore thumb sticking out. Mm-hmm. And in some cases, your safety may be in question, which may be why this has never happened before. But absolutely, if somebody is affecting your business with bullshit practices like blacklisting and blackballing and all that kind of stuff, it has been established as legal precedent that people can't do that. They can't use their market power to keep you out of the market. Will such a thing be something that you could sue on or whatever? I think maybe one day we might see it, and the first coalition that gets sued for that and loses will set a precedent for all to see.
Could that be seen as one of the questions? The last questions there couldn't be hard on particular clubs be seen as racketeering?
Well, racketeering. Let me go look at that question before I
last one, very last one.
Stick my foot in my mouth.
I've been on here working in the background, so if I ain't been focused, man, I've been having to do my
we know you work.
My painting job, man. The job.
We understand. That's why I had look, Lavish. That's why I had this like this, right?
But I definitely appreciate you guys working and still being on the show. I watch it both of y'all, and I'm like, yeah, these cats are working hard today. It's so good to be retired. Couldn't be hard on a particular clubs be seen as racketeering. So racketeering is something different than anti-competitiveness and marketplace control. Could that be tied into racketeering? I imagine it probably could be, but you think of racketeering as illegal acts by a club to further the club. Racketeering is all these folks that are gathered into one organization to further that organization. So could blacklisting clubs be part of that? I imagine it could be, but I'm not a lawyer. So,
Man, I'm just been listening from the side. It's a lot of rules and stuff, and I listen, man, I don't know what they y'all got going on or what they be having going on, man. But and I don't even know how effective it really works in the real world, man. I guess people who tolerate or settle for that kind of stuff, they experience all that kind of crap, man. I mean, that's just my point.
well, your point is well taken. There are clubs that are higher up on the predatory chain, and they're not, there are clubs that take it and clubs that don't. I mean, but it's like society. There are people in society that are from soft homes, and there are people that are from the street, as we've talked about. And there are folks that let stuff happen to them and folks that don't. So there are other folks that there are a lot of people that want to be law abiding. There are so many people that hit me up on this show and they want to do it right. Whatever the hell right is, they want to do it right. Whatever the hell right is. Black Dragon, tell me what I got to do to be right with everyone so I can ride my effing motorcycle in peace.
Be yourself, man. I mean,
And be yourself is not always the answer.
I mean,
because some folks' selves is just non-confrontational, period. Lay down a list to me of the shit I got to do, and I'm going to do that. Because I know me. Some people are like, I know me, and the minute you come over here messing with me, the way I'm going to react is going to be horrible, and I'm going to go to prison forever. So just please tell me everything I got to do, and I'm going to do everything I got to do. Some people are like that. Some people are scary. I just want to do what it takes to get along. I just want to ride my motorcycle. I didn't ask for all this, but I want to be in colors. I want to be in a club. I just want to be in a riding club and have some brothers. So what do we got to do? We got to wear a one-piece patch? Okay. We got to go support this? Okay. But at the end of the day, after we've done all those things, leave us the hell alone. That's what we want. And then
where does the riding?
Then there are other clubs that are going to be like, well, you're going to leave us the hell alone. Period. And we're going to stand on this business, and that's going to be that. And it all exists within this sphere, and that's why we talk about the various rules, this, that, or the other, because it's all out there for you to pick up and take any part of whatever it is that you want.
I'm looking at the last comment.
Me too.
Jay. And I agree, man. I want to be honest, coming from a big club, and when you see these smaller clubs, and I ain't saying all of them, but when you see these smaller clubs that are not focused on numbers, they're not focused on being the biggest, they're not focused on being the baddest, they just are content with fellowshipping amongst each other. Those clubs, man, they bond be so straight, man, because you get larger clubs, man. Larger clubs, I don't think we always want to be bothered with everybody in our club, man. We be like, oh, man. And when you see them smaller clubs, man, they roll in a pack. I don't know if it's just because they smaller, which I doubt. I think that they just got a level of understanding amongst each other. And those smaller clubs, actually, they really know their members. They enjoy hanging out with their members and having fun with their members. And once you start getting to these large, big clubs, man, you got all this politics stuff, man, that comes along with it, and it takes away the fun and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I admire those smaller clubs, especially those close-knit clubs. When you see them, when they go out of town and they travel, you know, you see the same people. You see them. You know, if there's a 10-member club, under 20 members, you seeing them. You know, I like it. I like it.
Agreed. They still like each other, and that is a absolute blessing, right? Absolute blessing. Well, there's
a whole lot of rules. Where does, with all these rules, talking about the ones we're talking about today, all these rules, where does riding your motorcycle take precedence? I got to make sure I'm at this club. I got to make sure being in cities. I know you brought up back in the day there was not that many clubs in California, LA, or whatever area you were speaking on. But now that there are hundreds of clubs in cities, and you want to get riding in, you want your club to go riding, go explore. You have a group of ladies, group of men that like to explore.
I disagree. I don't think they're interested in that.
You don't think they're interested in what?
There are very
Riding?
few riding MCs anymore. What you see now.
So it's not about motorcycling.
I like I said so many times, MCs have now become see-me's. Where they want to they want to ride to the next clubhouse so you can see their motorcycle, hear their stereo, look at their rims, and look at their colors, this, that, and the other. You don't see very many great big badass riding MCs out there.
Well, they're
they're
probably out there. They just not on Facebook. They're just not on social media.
And I think it's this, man. Again, it goes back. Every person that rides a bike for a different purpose. That's it. I mean, you got the guys that like to ride. They like to pound the highway. They can be in a club, but then inside that same club, you got the guys that like to show off with the loud bikes and the custom.
Right.
And they got a lane for that. You got the guys that's still in the club. They the race guys, and all they do is want to race motorcycles. They not interested in all that other stuff. All up under one club. So with those different groups of people, you might have the ground pounders in that club. They over here. They, hey man, we riding out to Miami to race. And then you might have, the guys that's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Well, you going to Miami to race. Well, we going to Florida in March. We going down there for Daytona. And then you might have, the guys, you got the other guys that's doing them. So they bond.
So you have a variety of different people
that's in the club.
And it's so funny, Lavish. You said that when this is how I met this gentleman here in the Metroplex. I went to is it called the Chain? The Chain. They had an event, and this is after I sold my mile marker 0 patch on my vest, my independent vest, right? I was walking through and this joker was up on, he was a DJ. And you give a DJ a mic, they can call you out, they can clown you. And he literally said, Logic, nobody care about that mile marker 0 patch. And I turned around and looked. I didn't even know this guy. I didn't even know this guy.
But he
came down. Huh?
But he paying attention to you, and it was all love.
Yeah, he came down. He said, man, and he said exactly what you were just saying. He said, man, I'm just about racing, man. I ain't trying. How far it was to get to mile marker 0? Man, I ain't even trying to do all that, man. And then he introduced himself to me. But they pay attention.
They pay attention. It doesn't make them less. It doesn't make them less of a biker.
Exactly.
It's just that's just not his thing. And then you do have clubs, that might be riding clubs, and that's really what they like to do is ride. Then you got some people that just like a little bit of it all. I like it all. I like it all. Wherever the action at, wherever the crowd at, wherever the bike's at, I'm there. What we doing? We getting on the highway, we riding. I'm gonna pull up. You're gonna be at the bike show. I won't be there too. I'm gonna be at the races. And you won't be there too.
And you're gonna put on your own damn bike show, which is amazing. I can't wait.
That too.
I can't wait to the next Lavish Biker Bash, man. This guy, he put on a bike show like it was crazy, man. Yeah, he likes it all. I think you like it all.
Yeah, I just like the culture, the environment, the camaraderie. When people are, together, talking trash, laughing, seeing each other. That's what I enjoy.
They tripping in the comments. But Black Dragon wants to go to Popeye's fried chicken on somebody. Popeye's fried cook on someone.
I'm don't
sure
know.
Black Dragon has a book on that. Get Black Dragon's book on MC Protocol. Definitely speaking to me, Black Dragon. Logic, you see this? See what? Okay, I must have missed something.
I don't know what they were on about. I was trying to follow it, but Shaggy says, if we don't honor our traditions, we lose them. then once that happens, we lose our identity. Uncle Shaggy, man, he also said right is defined by the preamble to the Constitution, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is a right. And there are some people that are on that right, and they don't give a damn what your particular brand of politics are. They're going to live their life the way they want to, and that'll be that. I agree.
Yep. And I had to learn that, Lavish. I had to learn that because trying to find out where I fit amongst the different style of bikers. I know I wasn't a racer. I know I wasn't going to spend $1 million hooking up my bike. I want my bike to look nice, but I ain't going to spend $1 million hooking up my bike. I found that I enjoyed going across country and seeing different things. And at the same time, I don't like people. Me and you and Black Dragon can joke and crack jokes on each other because that's personal. We're cool with each other. I don't like when people literally put somebody down because they can't do 1,000 miles in 24 hours. I mean, not put them down. I mean, not put them down and say, "Oh man, you can't do it," but really put them down and say you're not a biker. And so I had to find out where I fit. In that, and then be able to respect everybody and not me falling into what I don't like. You know?
I think that's more like, being in that conversation. I don't think that I have ever been in a conversation or been around somebody that's just sitting there talking about, "Hey, this guy can't ride 1,000 miles." I think it's, at least for me, let me say in the circles it's been, because that guy jumped into this conversation. And because then they got on his head. But I don't think they walking up saying, "Oh yeah, Logic can't ride 1,000 miles." But if Logic just so happened to jump into a conversation with some ground pounders that's doing 1,000+ miles, then I think that's when you get put in that conversation to get talked about.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because if you hey, look, if you ain't at that level, what do you say? There's levels to this. Even in racing, I'm not getting out there. I got a nice fast bike, my V-Rod. Logic, won't you bring that out here? Nah, bro, because it ain't about the bike. It's about the rider. Y'all ain't get me out there to kill myself.
Yeah, I ain't about to be out here proving. I'm not about to be proving. I'm not about to be proving this to this person. When I do something on my bike, it's because I feel it in me.
Right.
Let me get some of that.
I gotta feel it. I gotta feel it in me in order to to do something, man. And if I don't feel it, I ain't doing it.
Let's hit my Cash App with that. Whatever you what you counting on down there?
You got to wake up very early in the morning to.
What you counting on? I don't have to wake up very early to see what you counting on.
You got to wake up very early in the morning.
Gives a good conversation piece. Yeah, you're right, Jay. Before, I'm waiting for my I got a lot of patches. I mean, I'm looking at them over here at my corner. I got tons of patches over here. I just stopped putting them on my vest because I only put on the ones that meant a lot to me. And you're right. They are conversation starter pieces. There's a couple. I don't know, we got to get off, but I was at a clubhouse and I met these guys. And I'm gonna say the club name because it's funny. From Rare Breed. I said, "What's up?" They say, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And so I went around, and when I came back around, they noticed my smiley patch, and they say, "Oh man, he rides like we do." And then the conversation changed. "Yo, what's up, man? What's your name?" Da, 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 da. Because there's just those two. I'm not talking about the whole club. Just those two individuals. They's like, they communicate better with people that ride those long distances like they do. Not like the club, but like they do. I can't speak for the whole club. I can't speak for that club at all. But just that one incident right there, they saw my patch. I got my 50, 60,000 mile patch from Harley over there, waiting for my 100,000 mile patch. I'm not going to put it on my vest, but I know I got it. So yeah, you're right. The patches do start conversations because people that want to get into what you're doing may want to have questions to ask you. How do you do that, man? How do you, like you would ask Black Dragon, man, that the polar bear ride they used to do. Man, how do you ride in that cold? You know what I'm saying?
The snow bear ride.
Snow Bear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong.
The Snow Bear Disciples. Shaggy says you should never judge another man's level of participation to yours because his situation may be different than yours. I can't do 1,000 miles anymore. I got old somehow. Hey, with that, we're going to let everybody get out of here. We're at an hour and 25. So, Lavish, you're the first.
Shoot, man, I want to go ahead and get up out of here, man. I'm busy kind of working, man. It's back to the business. The first full week of the new year, after the holiday. So it's been nonstop, man. It's been busy. Hey, I will be back podcasting. Hey, Logic, I'm gonna get back on here tomorrow. I'm supposed to have Foxy on the podcast tomorrow, talking about the proc and everything like that. So I'm going to get her on there. I'm going to possibly see if Butter is available. So we're going to be starting it off talking about that because the proc is this weekend. And then I want to go ahead
and have her on tomorrow too. Yeah.
I want to go ahead and recap some stuff from last year as I transition back into being more active, on my podcast or whatnot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Take care, young brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. Happy New Year.
Yep.
Okay. And
I don't think it's at 80,000 miles. We created our own mile marker zero patch for our ministry.
Yeah. You're supposed to do that.
So yeah. So
yeah, I like it.
All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to get off, man. Hey. This is a good New Year. Good New Year. Good.
Hold on.
I don't need no music, man.
Okay, but we're used to you having it. Oh, we did the
wrong What's up, everybody? This is your boy Logic over here. Keep it logical. Like Lavish said, I'm Lavish. I'm gonna be watching. Our podcast is coming together. I got my super producer up there in Brooklyn doing the music and everything. I got the neon light coming behind me. All that. I can't wait. But anyway, hey, I know it's wintertime. I know there's snow, it's cold out there, but I also know there are some places where you still can get out there on the road. Get out there, however you ride, long distance, short distance, across the street to the ice cream bar. Ride hard, ride safe, but always ride on faith and keep it logical. Peace.
Hey, listen, I want to thank you guys for making my newest book. And this is crazy. My newest book, Motorcycle Club no, that's not my newest book. Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs. Now check this out. Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Club is a #1 new release on Amazon in the etiquettes and guides category. #1 new release, and this has only been out for 3 days, man. So I really want to thank you guys. For doing that. And I wanted to show you something, Jay. If we go to the Kindle edition of this book, and I believe it lets us actually read a sample of the book. Jay, remember the other day when I told you I was going to put something that you said in the book. Oh my goodness, it doesn't. Oh my goodness, is it here? I put your thing in the book. Here it is. This is what I told you I was going to put in the book. Jay, this is from you. Order and solid bylaws are feared by some because it doesn't allow tyranny. This came from you on the show, Jay. So I wanted you to see that. I actually did put your thing in the book like I said I would. And I just appreciate you guys watching the show and participating. This belongs to you guys. So this is a #1 new release already, and it's off to a good start. And you can get it on Amazon and Kindle. And after today, you'll be able to get it at blackdragonsgear.com. There are actually 2 covers to the book, so you just depend which cover you want to get. So this is one cover, and this is the other cover. It's the same book. It just has 2 different covers. So I guess something's going on, and it's stuck. I don't know why it's stuck, but Let's see if I can get it back here in a minute. So we have, the whole computer. Wow, that sucks. Okay, so here we go. Here's the other cover right here. Boom. So we have two different covers, and it's really cool. And you guys can pick whichever cover you want, and you can have that book. So it's Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs, and it helps you to run your church. And I really think it's cool. It's my 8th book in the Motorcycle Club Protocol book. And I don't know why it's unexpected, JB. I told you I was going to do it, Jay. And I meant that shit, man. So when you said that the other day, I said, man, that's going to go. I skipped to page 80 while looking at the first pages. Why did you skip to page 80? I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for getting my book. Those of you who have, those of you who haven't, please get it. It is Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs, Running Church the Right Way. It is my 8th book in the Motorcycle Club Bible series. And we're just going to keep on doing them. Somebody said earlier, Black Dragon's probably got a book for that. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to have a book for everything we're doing in the Motorcycle Club world. All right. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny.